Carriker Chronicles, the people show where we're checking the pulse of Husker Nation.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
I'm Adam Carriker. That's my beautiful daughter, Addison Carriker, who is 12. That means you've been coming, because you started coming on this show when you were 4. So how long you been coming on this show?
8 years.
I'm raising a math major, ladies and gentlemen. She practiced that so much before the show, the intro. She's done it for years, although it has varied and changed just a smidge, just a little bit. But you did a phenomenal job. I'm very, very proud of you. Now, real quick. All right. What sports are you playing now?
Volleyball, basketball, and track.
All right. And what was it like? Because I know volleyball is a big deal to you. You've gotten to meet John Cook multiple times. I don't know if I always remember to tell you, but anytime I chat with him, he goes, make sure you tell your girls I say hello, because he's very, melancholy like that. So he says hello for all the times I've forgotten to tell you. So what was it like watching 92,003 people watch Nebraska volleyball last week?
It was really cool. There were so many people in the stands. They were so full.
It was a legit sea of red, right?
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Okay. Is it all right with you if we talk just a smidgen of Husker football?
If we have to.
Well, that is kind of the whole gist of the show. Nebraska versus Colorado. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, do me a real quick favor. Because you got to remember, nobody thought Colorado, was going to do what they did down in Fort Worth, Texas to TCU. Wow, that's a rhyme. I was almost like a freestyle rapping just a smidge. But here's what I'm getting at. If Nebraska can pull off this upset, because not a lot of people are thinking we're going to pull off the upset. If Nebraska can pull off the upset, the Huskers can beat Colorado, like this video, if that will immediately change your outlook for the rest of the Husker football season. Now, here's the deal. There's 2 different styles of football, and frankly, 2 different styles of building a program that are being implemented here. From Matt Rule, Dion, Nebraska, Colorado. All right, now, Matt Rule, he's more of a process-oriented guy. He's more of a day-by-day kind of guy as he tries to build this Husker football program back up. Get 1% better every day. That's one of his mantras. Whereas Coach Prime, Colorado, they're almost looking to do things overnight. And they're looking to make gigantic waves in the first season. And they're off to a good start so far. Who knows how good TCU is this year. They lost a lot off their team last year. But Nebraska also wants to be methodical. All right. They want to ground and pound. They want to control the clock and wear you out, a run the ball first mentality. Whereas Colorado, up-tempo, fast-paced, throw the ball deep, throw the ball all over the yard. They're probably going to throw the ball deep 10, if not 10-plus times on Saturday versus the Huskers. Now, Nebraska, I'm not entirely sure we understand the concept of a successful forward pass just yet. You know what a forward pass is, right?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
It's when you throw the ball forward and they catch it.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm raising them right here in the Carriker house. Now, Colorado, they rushed the ball for an abysmal 1.6 yards per carry. It's almost like they don't even care. All right. Now, Nebraska, here's some interesting stats. And I'm going to go through some of these quickly because I've already shared them several times this week. Go back and check out the previous Carriker Chronicles if you missed them. But there's a couple of interesting stats when it pertains to Colorado and Nebraska that I've not shared yet. Time of possession. The last 3 quarters, Nebraska had the ball more than 7 minutes more in 3 quarters than Minnesota did. Minnesota had the ball for 11 minutes. Nebraska had it for 4 in the first quarter. All right, we also outrushed and outgained the Gophers as well. Now, Colorado, this is the team that throws, right? They throw the ball. Those teams never win the time of possession, right? They had the ball more than 9 minutes more than TCU did. How does that happen with a passing team? Here's how: 3rd down conversions. They converted 60% of their 3rd down attempts. Now, if they do that for an entire season, which would be a heck of a pace, compared to the 2021 top teams who converted 3rd downs last year, that would put Colorado #1 in the nation if they continue to do that. They just kept extending drives, and you probably heard these stats, but I'm going to share them with you again. They had 565 total yards of offense, score record 510 pass yards, and they had 4 receivers with over 100 yards of receiving. Now, real quick, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor. And one of the things I love about going on my own with the Carriker Chronicles, all right? The Carriker Chronicles was born on its own. The people built it up, and now it's back on its own. And one of the things that makes me happy is I get to choose who my sponsor is, and I get to choose quality people. I get to choose quality businesses. And I've worked with good businesses in the past, but I get to choose them. So here's my point. DPS Construction, Jason Armstrong, the individual who owns it. Good company, good people. If you're looking to have quality construction work done, quality concrete work done, check them out at DPS Construction If you are a diesel mechanic, a CDL driver, a concrete finisher looking for work in the Omaha metro area, because he's looking for quality workers, then DPS Construction is the employer for you. Go find them at dpsconstruction.net. Now we got 3 keys. 3 keys to the game and a Husker victory. Victory, I don't know why I said it like that. Number 1, turnovers. Do you believe in giving the ball to the other team?
No.
Oh, you're doing great. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing else matters if we turn the ball over like we did at Minnesota. If we can win the turnover battle, okay, keep in mind, we were -3 in the turnover department, okay, at Minnesota, and we lost on a last-second field goal, being -3 in the turnover department. Now, Colorado, they were fortunate enough to win the turnover battle, and they had a great win, but they won last second by 3 points. It was that close. Now, here's the deal. If we can win the turnover battle, I really like our chances of winning this football game. Number 2, third down conversions. Now, if your offense stays on the field, is it much easier to score?
Yeah.
If the opponent's offense is not on the field, is it harder for them to score?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, she's going to be a college football analyst. You're doing great. Bam. All right. Now, here's the deal. I talked about Colorado's third down conversion rate, their success rate earlier in the show. Even Matt Rule said Nebraska's got to get better on third downs. Okay, if we keep our offense on the field, it's a fairly simple concept to understand, and we control the clock, and we keep their offense off the field, we can wear them out and they can't score, and we can start to wear them down like we were starting to do. We can wear them down like we were starting to do versus Minnesota, okay, in that fourth quarter, and then finding a way to win. All right, Addison, what is the ultimate goal? You want to have fun, but in sports, in a game, versus your opponent, what's the ultimate thing you want to do?
Beat them by at least 1 point.
Yeah, just score 1 more point than your opponent. My dad, David Carriker, muy inteligente. He goes, Adam, I was a kid, about your age. He goes, Adam, it's not that hard. All you have to do is score 1 more point than your opponent. Does that not seem simple?
Seems very simple.
Yeah, it seems very simple. I'm with you on that. All right, now, finding a way to win. Now, here's the deal. Credit to Colorado, okay, because they converted a key fourth down on offense late in the game to score their go-ahead touchdown. Okay, and then they needed a defensive stop on fourth down, and they stopped TCU on fourth down. They had 2 key fourth down plays late in the fourth quarter, 1 to go ahead and 1 to seal the victory on offense and defense, and they found a way to be successful on both. They found a way to win. Okay, Nebraska, on the other hand, all it takes is 1. All right, all it takes. You get that first big close game victory, and the next one will come much easier. Now, before last Saturday, all right, before any college football games were played, Nebraska was a 7-point favorite to beat Colorado. Now that there's been some college football games played, things have shifted a little bit. Now, Colorado opened as a 1.5-point favorite over Nebraska. It's gradually grown to 3.5 points at the moment that we're recording this video. Who knows how much it will change going forward. The over-under is 58.5 points. I found this interesting, though. According to James Park of Fan Nation, there's a fancy computer index model, okay, that simulates a game 20,000 times in order to figure out who's going to win the game, all right? And that complex model, computer model, simulation gives Nebraska a 59% chance to win this game. Now, next up is our predictions, all right? Colorado, the way they look anyways, might have a top 10 offense in the entire country. They may not even have a top 50 defense in the entire country, though, because Colorado allowed nearly 550 total yards of offense to TCU. On contrast, Nebraska's defense only gave up 3 points to Minnesota until the last 5 minutes of the game, and then Nebraska's defense was dealt 2 short fields, and we know how that went. I don't know exactly how the Black Shirts will do, okay, this Saturday, but their 3-3-5 defense is a good type of defense to potentially match up well with Colorado's style of offense. I know TCU runs a 3-3-5 defense, Adam. I'm aware of that. Now, here's the deal, and I know that TCU, their last 4 opponents dating back to last year, have been high-quality opponents. That being said, TCU was much better last year, and even when you take that into consideration, they've given up nearly 50 points a game over their last 4 games, exactly 47 points per game. In fairness to the Horned Frogs, okay, I think that's what they do. All right, TCU really had no idea what to expect from Colorado. They really had no idea. I mean, you can turn on Jackson State if you want the film. They probably did. I'm sure they did, but you have no idea what to expect in their defense from Colorado. Now Nebraska does. They've got tape. Okay, and they've got tape when it matters with the game on the line, and they've got an extra couple of days to study that tape and prepare for Colorado. I am a little bit concerned about our lack of ability to pressure Shedeur Sanders without blitzing with just 3 and 4 man lines, okay? But at the same time, Colorado walked out of last week in Fort Worth, Texas with 0 sacks from their defense. Real quick, I do feel like our special teams is solid, whereas Colorado missed a field goal. They only averaged 10 yards per return when you average their punt and kick returns together, and Nebraska averaged more than double that on their returns. One final quick thing before we get to our prediction. Back to that computer fancy index model, which I did find interesting, obviously. All right, Nebraska predictions. The index ranks the Cornhuskers as the number 51 team in the nation out of 133 and projected to be 3.3 points better than an average opponent and estimated to win 5.6 games per this season. Whereas Colorado, the FPI jumped the Buffaloes up 31 spots this week on that same poll, coming in at number 71 overall now at this point in time. Estimated to win 4.7 games this season and be 2 points worse than an average team on a neutral field. All right, it's prediction time, Addison. What is your prediction?
I think Colorado will have 42 points and Nebraska will score 35.
What? I have failed as a father. Why? Why did you pick that?
Okay, so in my defense, Jacob picked this out, not me. So
Jacob, your sister's driving the bus right over you, man. All right, so why did Jacob pick this?
He said, because like you said before, Colorado is more offense than defense, but Nebraska is more defense than offense. And he said because they kind of balance out, he thinks it's going to be more of a higher scoring game.
All right. My prediction, with a molly-whopping 51% confidence here, Colorado 27, Nebraska, pause for effect, 28. Now, here's why. Because I literally was a coin flip. Here's why. Colorado was doubted all offseason. They came into Fort Worth, Texas with not 1 chip, not 2 chips, but a whole forest on their shoulder. Okay, can they get up like that 2 weeks in a row? Nebraska's going to be motivated. Nebraska's got extra days to get ready. All week long, Colorado's just going to hear about how good they are, how awesome they are, how bad Nebraska is. By the way, Nebraska's hearing the same freaking thing. I wonder if Colorado can do it 2 weeks in a row, hearing nothing but positive things, and Nebraska being doubted isn't a little extra motivated. All right, now, got questions for you fine folks at home. Hit me up in the comments below. Addison, what's that first question?
How big is this game to you?
How much does this game matter to you? To you, the fan at home. How big is this game to you?
What's your score prediction?
Let me know in the comments below.
Do you wish we played teams like Colorado and Oklahoma more often?
I know I do. I miss those rivalries. And I know college football will never be the same whether you like it, whether you don't, but I wish we could play them, and we did play them more often. Now, in case you missed it, I did an entire Coach Prime versus Matt Rule video. A lot of research, a lot of recon, a lot of fun went into that video. Go check it out at CarrikerChronicles.com if you missed it. And as always, following each and every Nebraska football game will be my gut reaction. Also at CarrikerChronicles.com. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
You did
for
awesome.
having me. Mm-hmm.
You're like a professional college football analyst now.
Definitely.
I'm going to start taking notes from you. Is that cool?
Sure. Definitely don't rely on Jacob for anything.
All right. Until next time, Husker Nation, go Big Red and always remember
To throw the bones.